Okay, I have spent freaking hours trying to write a stupid script for this stupid video. You know what? Screw it. I'm just going to wing it. Hey guys, welcome to Reagan Draws. This is the experiment. I hope you guys like the changes I've made. If not, let me know in the comments below. I'm Reagan, your host, and if you're an artist or if you simply love everything creative, don't miss a single video by clicking the subscribe button and ringing the bell. So I was going through one of those my art sucks stages recently, and I read somewhere that in order to get out of those schlumps, you should look at some of your old art and see how far you've come. So I dug up one of the first sketchbooks I'd ever owned. Yeah, the schlump was that bad. And took a walk down memory lane. Now, I had lost almost all confidence in my ability to draw anything remotely human for years. I used to be able to draw really good profiles, actually, like ages ago, maybe like 10 years ago, but I lost it because I didn't practice. Please, practice. It's very, very, very important. Just draw once a day. It's not that hard. So being able to look back and laugh at my old work was a huge relief, and I decided to redraw one of my old sketches. This is a Star Wars fan-made character with the Rise of Skywalker coming out this week. Or is it this week? I think it's next week. Yeah, I think it's next week. I thought this was very appropriate. She is a Jedi consular named Lynetta Morrow. I named her out of after my grandma, and I've been saving her up until the day when I have the time to play the Old Republic again and the funds to get the Mary Ellen race. Hi, post-editing Reagan here. I totally messed up my favorite species. It's the Miraluka race, not Mary Ellen. I say Mary Ellen throughout the entire video. It's the Miraluka, okay? So all of you fellow Star Wars nerds can totally bash me in the comments for mixing up the two. Mary Allens are the green people with the cool tattoo on the face. You know what I'm trying to say. Mary Ellen are the green one, Miraluka are the blind one. Okay, we got it. We're good. I'm not going to lie, I am obsessed with this race. And I really want some kind of acknowledgement or feature from the Star Wars mainstream, or even a more well-known offshoot, The Mandalorian. Note that this was back when I didn't think my artistic skills were worth spending money on, so I only had a really crappy pencil, this sketchbook, and whatever pens I had lying around. Not that coloration or a fancy tablet could have fixed, the boobs under her armpits, the sausage fingers, gorilla shoulders, or the absolute stick straight pose I had her in. I mean, I've seen mannequins with more life than this chick. So I, of course, started out focusing on the pose, obviously. I didn't want to change the perspective much, just kind of give her a little more personality and movement. I used a royal-free image to give me a general idea of what I wanted, and kind of added a bit of exaggeration to the shoulders to bring out her sass and bring it on-itude. I wanted to play up who she was and what she was as well. In the old I swear I can talk. In the old picture, she looks like some kind of priestess or something. Yeah, like a priestess with a random pillar next to her. Also, what the heck were those straps? Are they bindings? Bits of leather that are supposed to have some purpose but don't? Is her dress shredded? I have no idea. I drew this 5 years ago. So I got rid of them, and I better defined her outfit so she actually looks like she could be a Jedi. It took me a while to figure out that the pillar was actually supposed to be a lightsaber. Rip. Also, back then I felt really uncomfortable drawing potties, so the more skin I covered, the better. Actually, I was really uncomfortable with the human body in general, which probably explains why I couldn't draw people to save my life. Confidence shows in your artwork, artists, and vice versa. Once I had a general idea of how I wanted her to be moving towards the camera, quote unquote, because it's a drawing, she didn't actually pose for a picture, I moved on to the hairstyle and, oh, dang it. I totally forgot the braid in her hair. Oh well, I'll leave that for next year, I guess, if I do this next year. We shall see. The hair still looks a lot better. I do love how free-flowing and bouncy it is. For some reason, I totally lost my confidence shading it, though. It might have been due to having just watched a few Jenna drawing and Naughty Axel videos. Like, I know I can freaking draw hair, okay? I do it literally all the time. This is what comparing yourself to other artists gets you. Don't do it. I was pretty certain whatever these puffs on her shoulders were supposed to be connected to a cape of some kind. So I fixed that, adding in a few turquoise stones to the ensemble. I did like the choker and the pendant put together though. That was awesome. So I kind of tweaked those and made them look a little bit better. I'm pretty sure the accent colors were supposed to be red and gold instead of blue, but those are very specifically Sith colors, and Lynetta is definitely nowhere near being a Sith. That isn't to say she's your stereotypical holier-than-thou Jedi, though, either. She does do her best to do what's right, but she has a bit of a temper on her and doesn't handle people very tactfully. As with the other Mary Ellen, she uses the Force to see those around her rather than her eyes. For those of you who don't know, the Mary Ellen species, or race, whatever you want to call them, they are born without eyes. So it kind of looks pretty creepy to anyone around them, so they kind of hide their eye sockets in any way possible, usually by some kind of bandage or some kind of mask or, you know, what have you. I didn't see any more detail on this, on how they see with the Force, but I imagine that for her anyways, she sees different people with different colors and shapes. For example, a person with a happy, bubbly personality might take the form of a buzzing yellow sphere. Or someone who's prone to mischief might look like an orange letter S. I don't know. In my story, I thought this would be an extra level of interest, because, like I said, this is a fan-made character created for a fan fiction. It kind of add more interest, especially to Sith, as they're almost always portrayed in black and red squares or triangles. So this would kind of give them more of a depth to their character and who they were supposed to be, and, you know, how sick they got by being twisted by the dark side of the Force. I thought that would be a really cool little element to add to her story. They would kind of take on a sickly shade or tint, or maybe their vibrations would be less healthy or less swift, whatever it might be. Because, you know, Sith have a lot of emotional problems. Either they've been abused in the past, or they've had physical ailments that they're fighting off of the Force, or technology, or a combination of the two. Or, you know, just like a lot of stuff is going on in those twisted brains. So, yeah, that was mostly her character. I did kind of add, I don't want to say I cheated, but I added some textures to her clothing, because every time I draw clothing, it's so frustrating. It always looks way too smooth. So I'm kind of working on creating textures and something that you can actually feel. So like with the leather belts, I took a picture of leather and I put it like an overlay kind of thing. I clipped it on there, and then I lowered the opacity like crazy. So it's just like a subtle little detail that's in there that's really nice. And then I also got some velvet textures from Pixabay. By the way, I highly recommend Pixabay. If I could get freaking sponsored by Pixabay, that would be absolutely amazing. I would sell the ever-living crap out of their stuff because they are awesome. So I got a kind of velvety texture from them as well, and I put that over the browns in her outfit there. The lightsabers were a little bit tricky. I did get them started at the very beginning just so I knew where the light would be coming from and where to get those reflections off of, but it didn't have that oomph I was really looking for, so I kind of played with that quite a bit before I was really happy with it. And you will see For those of you who do not know or could not guess from the design of this channel, my favorite color is teal. So I kind of wanted to throw that into the character as well, give her kind of a teal accents with the turquoise pendants and the kind of tealy turquoise ribbon going across her bandage there. With my old art, I drew like that for years without much progress. If you were to look at any of my other sketches until recently, they would look very similar, if not almost the exact same. Whereas the progress I've made in only a few months this year has been by leaps and bounds due to my actually listening to feedback and studying other artists that I absolutely love. So don't get disheartened if you feel like you're struggling or if you aren't to the point where you want your art to be yet. Be patient and kind to yourself, and be sure to listen to good, constructive feedback from people who actually care about your work. This video is brought to you for free by my incredible patrons, including the epically generous Shepherd Shield, Thundernote the Change Pony, Gigabit the Saved Gamer, Queen Haiku, D Birch, Sharp Wit, Rocky Harmony, and Kira Leadmoon. If you would like to get personalized consultations, get featured in my videos, have your channel art and logos professionally done by yours truly, and a bunch of other awesome stuff tailored to your creative business, go to patreon.com/fluffdragonart or click the link in the description below. My love to you all, and I will see you next Friday. Bye!